Howdy folks, and welcome back to the channel. Alright, so some of you might remember, some of you have been following for a little while. A while back I did one of those wild hair days where I just showed up home from work and decided, hell, I'm going to get one of these tractors running. And then I failed abysmally. Well, I know what's wrong with it. It's just a matter of I ran out of daylight last time, so I figured I had a few minutes here. Let's see what we can do. So welcome back. Today we're back working on our International TD9. It's a 1943, and we're gonna follow the points and see if we can't get spark out of the mag and get it to start on the gas side and switch it over to the diesel side. And Lord willing, it's been sitting for a little while. It should fire right up on the diesel side. But now that I said that, I probably jinxed it. So follow along. Let's see where this takes us. So right here, we have your standard International Harvester H4 Magneto. This is commonly used on all International Harvester gas and, ironically, diesel tractors. Because for those of you that don't know, International Harvester's diesel tractors start on gasoline and then switch over to diesel using the same cylinders with a third valve and quite a complex yet simple mechanism in the intake manifold. And boom, it runs on gasoline and diesel. And that's how you get it warmed up in cold weather, and then you switch it to diesel, and makes for way easier starting. Well, here's the downside. Here in Southern California, we don't get a lot of rain, but we do get moisture. And when we do, and these things have been sitting and haven't run for a while, the magnetos get gummed up, and you'll get often corrosion on the points. And what that causes is basically it won't allow the magneto to release its energy when the distributor is at the proper point in its cycle. So let me turn my laser on here. So there's the cap right there. Pulled it off. There's just these spring tabs right there. And then right here is where the rotor goes. I've already removed the rotor. That way we could get to this back cap. Now, switch my light on. Right in there, you'll see there's the screws to pull the back plate off. All right, I'm going to zip that plate off. We'll take a quick view. I'm going to file the points real quick, and I'll show you a quick once over, and we'll see what we can get. So I got the cap off of this thing, and you can see right there is the points, the breaker points. See if I can get a better view of it. Okay. Right there is the breaker points. That piece moves up and down, and it makes contact right there. And that's where you would have your low tension side spark. And that's what would enact, the high tension side to release at the distributor and cause your spark to go to the plug. Anyway, we can get into the science of that on a later day. But anyhow, on the quick, dirty, basic, I forgot I already put new points in this and that didn't work. So here's how we do it. I marked with a scribe where the timing is on the magneto. That way, when we put it all back together, our timing is going to be exactly the same as it was. So now all I got to do is undo that bolt right there and that bolt under there. They're 3/8 bolts, 9/16 head, super basic, usual stuff. All right, we're going to zip this thing out. I don't bother putting them on top dead center or anything. As long as it's not on impulse, we'll be fine. And we're going to put it in the same exact direction. But before we do so, we're going to make sure that we know about where everything's sitting with the notch where the rotor goes. So I'll give you an example of that. So we'll notice the notch is pointing down to approximately a 7 o'clock position, maybe 8 o'clock. But yeah, down to that lower left. There's only 2 possible positions it can go back in. So now we know the rotor's facing that way. And I'll pull that thing back off. It will zip the mag off and we'll start working on it. We'll see where we end up. You'll see I put a little white paint mark there on the front side where the impulse hooks into the drive, the magneto drive off of the accessory on the engine. So, and then down in there, you'll see next to its correlating slot, I also put a mark with the paint pen. That way, real easy to throw it back in, keep our timing the same. It ran really good before. This is just a result of letting it sit. But one thing you'll notice is inside of here, if I can get to focus, there's a lot of corrosion. So being that there's a ton of corrosion inside of there, I'm going to say it's probably arcing out. So pulled it off. We're going to blow it out real quick. We'll clean everything up. Let's see what we can have, Maybe we can get a spark out of it. If not, then I need to grab a mag off another tractor. or maybe one out of the parts pile, but give you an idea, that's the inner workings. That's the breaker points, and that's the shaft in which the rotor drive rides on, which is actually this weird little offset gear drive thing. Oh yeah, nice and corroded. That's definitely not helping our case. All right, I think we got it. Let's do a quick test here. Oh, yep, she's hot. Definitely hot. Okay. Time to put it back together and put it on. All right, we put the mag back in, all cleaned it up, gave it just a quick, clean out real fast, turned all the screws, made sure everything was clean, contacts. I shocked the crap out of myself, so it's 100% hot. I can attest to that. I'm still feeling it in my elbow. Favorite thing, it wakes you up in the morning. All right, I'm gonna toss the battery in this thing. Let's see what happens. Still no. Still nothing. All right, it's time for new plug wires and also some more work on the Magneto. All right, I guess that concludes today's try. So much for a wild hair, and let's just fire it up real quick. Well, this is the nature of this old equipment. So, all right, on to tomorrow.